I had last month off, so thank you everyone for the messages of like, am I coming back and blah, 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 all good. And apparently chat's disabled. I've just got a message to say, so I'm going to have to fix that after the thing. So hopefully, if you've got any questions, shoot them through on an email. You've got the email. I'll give that to you again at the end, or drop me a DM in Facebook or anything. But as normal, we've only got 30 minutes. So these is just a quick fire, rapid, what I found in the last month, or in this case, 2 months, because I took July off. And today it's all different apps that I've found, or different software things that I've found over the last 6 weeks. Some of them are really cool, and there's definitely a few in there that I think you're going to want to check out. So for those of you, we've got a few new faces on the webinar. It's lovely to see some new people. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tracy Sheen. I am known as the Digital Guide. I've written the Australia's Business Book of the Year and Best Technology Book for 2021 called The End of Technophobia. If you're an author, you have 2 days left to get your book in for this year's book awards. Fabulous kind of entries and prizes, and a lot of kudos. So if you're an author, get your book in this year. These days I spend my time, I'm a regular tech and marketing guru on Koshi's Business Builders. I've worked with Microsoft, with Intel Pro, with Outer, which is the Australian Domain Authority. I was a top 50 small business leader for 2021, and also the founder of the Small Business Tech Club. So that gives you a bit of an idea of who I am and what I do. Let's kick in, because we're now under 30 minutes. All right, first one I want to talk to you about this month is Social Noah Chatbot. Now, I think I have mentioned this one before, but if you're interested, it's back in AppSumo as a deal of the month. So you can get it really cheap. So if you Google AppSumo, if you're not familiar with that one, you'll find Social Noah Chatbot in there. Basically, what it does is allow you to build chatbots without needing code. So if you've been looking for a way to develop a chat sequence inside of your Facebook Messenger, for example, Instagram, or your e-commerce, this is a really super easy to use platform that will allow you to set up some automated chat flows to do that. They've got some pre-built templates. It'll allow you to collect phone numbers, emails, etc. And if you've heard of ManyChat, which is probably the most popular one in terms of the chatbot world right now, this is kind of a direct competitor to ManyChat, cheaper. And as I said, you'll be able to get it as a monthly deal on AppSumo right now. All right, the next one is Rumble Studio. This is the one that probably really intrigued me the most this month. And this is for people who are interested in podcasting or need to conduct remote interviews. So it is a recording solution for capturing interviews. Now, what I really like about this is you can actually pre-build in the studio, you can pre-build landing pages to allow you to set up questions and gather responses from the people that you're going to interview before you do so. So they've got to fill in a pre-interview questionnaire, if you like. You set up exactly what it is that you need to know, and you can collect all of that information prior to you having a chat with a person. They can answer prompts by just pre-recording or uploading audio. So you even don't have to jump on and have a two-way conversation. You can just send them the landing page with the questions, and they can hit record and record their answers to the bits and pieces. So I kind of love that idea of being able to just get recordings in segments. So if you're looking for dropping pieces of information into other podcasts and things, I think it's going to be a really nice way to just kind of capture that information easily. You can do one-to-one interviews, or you can have multiple guests at the same time. And of course, then you can review, download, and mix and match segments from interviews. So I kind of like that idea as well. I haven't seen a podcast studio kind of audio software application that will allow you to mix and match for your interviews. So if I interview Drew and Fiona, I can grab various bits out of their interview from the pre-record or from their sessions and mix and combine them together to form an interview. So when I was doing Not Another Business Show, which was Australia's first panel style podcast, that was what took up most of the time, was actually trying to find the answers from different people I had spoken to and then mix them together to form the podcast. So this seems to be a nice neat solution for that type of thing if you're looking at doing podcasting like that. So check out Rumble Studio. The next one is GoZen Forms. Now, the whole concept of collecting surveys, quizzes, online forms now is really popular, and it's a really interesting way to engage your community, find out what it is that they're looking for, collect survey results for, whether a product is at minimum viable levels or if you're doing research, etc. And you can use Google Forms. Certainly Microsoft have an option, but they're a bit kind of clunky in terms of deliverables. So this one integrates with all your major platforms. So you can see their HubSpot, ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, Salesforce, etc., etc. The thing I like about this compared to, say, a Google form is there's a bunch of industry-specific templates that you can manipulate. So you've got a kind of a basis that you can go to, and over 180 of them have already been created as templates. So nice and easy to just go in, grab something that they've already got, manipulate it to what you need, and you're not having to set everything up from scratch. You can share and embed forms on multiple platforms, so you can embed it into your website, onto your social medias, etc. No code, which is fantastic. And you can also do dynamic surveys using conditional logic. For example, if I answer yes to question 1, show them this question. If I answer no, show them this question. That's kind of what conditional logic is. So if you're looking at conducting surveys, quizzes, looking for a way to create forms or use forms in your business, GoZen Forms definitely one to check out and have a look at. All right, the next one is Sleek Bio. Now, this one's really great for, say, your Instagram. So typically at the moment, I'm using Linktree, and most of the people I know are using Linktree, and it's a free facility, but there are some limitations to what you can do on the free version of Linktree. But one of the big issues that we still have with Instagram is you can only have that one link out. So typically, do you send them to your website? Do you send them, where do you send them? So majority of Instagram users set up a Linktree or Sleek Bio where it can have a whole different list of things. So they click off to there. From there, they can go to, here's your Facebook, here's your website, here's an upcoming webinar, here's a product, whatever it is, you can have a whole list of things that people can then just search down. And you'll see when you're scrolling through Insta, often people will say link in bio, and that's exactly what it means. Just go to the bio, click on the link, it'll take you there, and you can then search for the product, service, or connection that you're looking for. The big difference with Sleek Bio that I've seen compared to, say, a Linktree or a LinkedIn bio is that you can actually include all sorts of content, so video, blogs, etc. So it doesn't have to be just text. You can pin the content to the top of your bio and then drag and drop. So that's quite similar to Linktree. I can drag up, say, the top 10 tech tips at the start of the month and say, hey, guys, this is happening at the end of next month. Register for this, and then I can drop it down the list and move Facebook up or do whatever I want to do. So that's kind of similar. And it also has full analytics off the back end. So you can see which links are being clicked on, how interested people are in the various types of content and links that you're putting up. So definitely one to grab a hold of. It's really cheap at the moment, and instead of you having to pay for a monthly subscription to Linktree or something like that, Sleek Bio is the solution there. All right, the next one is InPrivy, and InPrivy is a way to securely share content. So a little bit like a LastPass. If you're looking for a password manager, this is another version. But the other thing you can do with it is store content. So kind of like a Dropbox, but you can set that the link will only be valid for 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever. So you can set expiration dates, and you can also get notifications when that link has been opened. So if I send Drew a file, for example, I can be notified when Drew's clicked on the link, and at that point I can disable the link. So it's now, not able to be shared or seen by anyone else. So if you're looking for something to secure your passwords or secure, different forms of transactions, Dropbox is not a great solution. They have had some security issues that, we're still mindful of. And then you've got the whole syncing issue with which is the latest copy in Privy is definitely one that you might want to have a look at. All right, the next one, hashtagged for likes. So obviously this is mainly for my Instagram users or my people who really love Insta. So what it does is allow you to search your competitors, influencers, and hashtags that you want to target. So for example, hashtag digital marketing, hashtag Brisbane, hashtag Sydney, hashtag small business. And then you can have a look at, how well represented the hashtag is, how many posts it's getting every day, what the transaction and the traffic history is like to that hashtag. It's got built-in analytics so you can identify the compatible hashtags that will get you the biggest exposure. So there's a bit of a theory on Instagram. You get 30 hashtags that you can use. You should have around 5 that are the really big ones. So hashtag mums in business, for example, that's got, millions of users that use that hashtag. So the chances of your content being seen somewhat diluted. And then 5 to 10 in that kind of 5 to 20,000 people who use that hashtag, and then et cetera, et cetera. So hashtags for likes will allow you to kind of really narrow down on what are the hashtags that you should be targeting, how many competitors, what are your influencers using, and then you can curate and create campaigns. So for example, your hashtags should be changing depending on the content that you're scheduling. So you always want some around your own brand, etc. But if I'm talking about the top 10 tech tips, I want to make sure that I've got, hashtag tech tips. But if I'm talking about a digital marketing or a security thing, I don't need a tech tip. It might be hashtag cybersecurity as an example. So you always want to be kind of tailoring your hashtags to suit the content that you're putting out at the time. And hashtags for likes it's a really kind of easy way to go in and see what's working, what's not working, and allow you to start to develop little groups, little campaigns that you can then go, okay, this week it's the top 10 tech tips, so we're going to use these hashtags and push it out. So definitely one, if you're an Insta user or you're looking to build your Insta profile or your community on Insta, one to have a look at, hashtag for likes. All right, next one is the Blur Web app. Now, I know I have mentioned this one previously. This is just a cracker of a piece of software. So if you have calls with clients that you have to share your screen and you're worried about sensitive information being seen when you're screen sharing, Blur Web app is the one you want to look at. So it allows you to, with a single click, you can draw a rectangle, you can blur a specific area, you can hide tab titles, you can hide icons, you can blur selected text. So if I'm sharing my screen, I can make sure that anything that I don't want you to see can be blurred. So just like we blur our backgrounds on Zoom, similar kind of concept, but this will allow you to make sure that any information that you've got while you're screen sharing is remaining secure and sensitive for, for your business, for any other clients. All right, so Blur Web app is definitely one I think we should all be checking out, particularly if you are doing any kind of coaching or sales where you're interacting and sharing screens. All right, the next one is Just Review. So Just Review, we all know the importance of collecting reviews, but once we get them, what do we do with them? It's kind of clunky right now to get them onto your website. You do need some kind of piece of software that will, suck the data from one location and embed it onto your website. Just Review is one of those programs. So it has over 20 online platforms that you can grab them from and embed them on your website. So of course, Google Business Profile, formerly Google My Business, Facebook, the usual kind of suspects are definitely there. And then you can just embed them to show on your website. Then you can sort the reviews on your website via ratings, via date, via length, or you can filter them by a range of personalization tools as well. And as I said, it supports your social media platforms as well. So TripAdvisor, the usual kind of suspects where you are getting reviews left are definitely kind of covered by this program and allow you to embed them on your website. Really nice way to build up social proof. All right. The second last one for today is Mockupen. So Mockupen is, you all know I'm a big fan of project management tools and looking at ways of increasing productivity and finding different little apps and hacks that will assist us to, you know, stay on top of everything, manage tasks, maybe look at servicing ticketing, get your pipelines, all that kind of stuff. So Mockupen is one of those platforms. The big difference I've seen with Mockupen is it also has a CRM built into it, customer relationship manager. And if you've been on any of my calls before, it's no secret I bang on about the fact that, you know, the single biggest difference you'll see in your business is getting and using a good CRM to start collecting data and having that running history on your clients. So Mockupen manages, as I said, is a project management tool. So you can organize your projects with Kanban boards. So that's the Trello, the Asana style, where you've got that kind of Kanban look. You can have them as calendars or you can have them as lists. So you can choose what way works best for you. You can resolve internal and external support tickets. Now that's a big one because a lot of those project management platforms don't actually offer service ticketing, or if they do, it's an add-on. So if you have, for example, when we had our coffee business, quite often when people needed to log a fault with their coffee machine, they'd ring and say, hey, it's, you know, Fiona from wherever, what came in this morning and the coffee machine wouldn't turn on. Okay, so the first thing you do is raise a support ticket, find out what's going on. So, you know, have you plugged it in? Is the dishwasher working? You know, all of those kind of other things to narrow it down, pop your notes into the support ticket, and then you would assign it to a technician. And that would be able to keep Fiona up to date with, hey, it's been assigned to Pete. Pete will be out later today, and you can kind of track the progress here. Now, a lot of the project management platforms don't have that capability. And it's a really nice feature. If you need it, and you understand what I mean by that. So Mockupen does have that ticketing function, support ticketing function built in. You can also create sales pipelines that will automate your follow-up. So that's a nice feature as well, because often a CRM, the sales tool is an add-on, a bolt-on that you have to pay more for, or you might get, you know, one or two pipelines that you can build in, but you can't automate anything off the back end. So I like that this is kind of an all-in-one tool. And at the moment, they have a lifetime deal. So it's kind of a one-in, and you will get the ongoing updates as they happen, but you're not locked into a monthly subscription, right? And that's the big thing with a lot of these CRMs. I know when we were paying HubSpot, we were at one point, you know, up around $1,500 a month. And that is an expensive asset for your business to kind of maintain and hold. So take a look at Mockupen if you don't have a CRM, or if you're looking for something to manage your projects. Definitely a nifty little tool, and a lot of third-party integrations there. So Zapier, and it will connect in with a bunch of other stuff as well. So if you don't have a CRM, or if you're looking for something that does a bit more of a holistic project management productivity side for the business, definitely one to check out. Last one for the day is SiteGuru. Now, SiteGuru is an SEO tool. So if you're looking for something nice and easy, the really popular ones in the industry are SEMrush and Ahrefs. Really kind of expensive for the average user to be paying a monthly subscription to when you're not doing SEO all the time. So SiteGuru is a nice one. Again, it's got a lifetime subscription right now that you can just have plugged in, and it will tell you exactly what you need to do to start improving your rankings. So it pulls in data from your Google Search Console and your Google Analytics. So if you don't have those, you can get those set up. All you need to do is Google Analytics and Google Search Console, and then follow the steps to get that connected to your website. Google Search Console is what Google use to tell you what is going on with your website. So if there's any broken links, If there's any, videos that aren't working, anything like that, Google will use Search Console to tell you that that stuff is broken and you need to fix it. So SiteGuru pulls all of that data into one location and then starts telling you things like, here's a list of links, backlinks that are broken. Go and fix that. And that's an easy fix for you to improve your SEO. It gives you an actionable to-do list instead of you bouncing around trying to figure out what Search Console or what analytics or a bunch of the others are trying to tell you to do. So if you're just looking for a really basic SEO tool that can help you get a handle on things that you can fix nice and easy, or you can give to your web person to fix nice and easily, then SiteGuru is definitely one to check out. All right, let's go back to the start. We've got 8 minutes left to get through a rerun of these. So from the top, we had Social Noah Chatbot, which is the chatbot to build for your Facebook, your Insta, e-commerce, things like that. It's the alternative to ManyChat, bunch of pre-built templates, collect phone numbers, emails. I'll build in those automated chat flows off the back end of your messenger, for example. One to check out right now. It's a cheap deal on AppSumo if you're interested. My favorite for the month, my pick for the month is Rumble Studio. This is for people who are looking to produce podcasts or conduct interviews. Now that it might be for, collecting research for your next book. So I'm starting to look at book number 2 and thinking about how am I going to collate and curate a bunch of information from people that I want to feature in the next book. So this is going to be a great way for me to just build an interview page, ask all the questions that I want, send it to someone and say, hey, you can just record your answers in your own time and upload them. So I can then get that translated, transcribed, and use that as research for the book. So if you do any kind of podcasting or you're looking at building up research tools or things like that, Rumble Studio is definitely one worth taking a look at. All right, GoZen Forms, that's kind of the competitor to, your Google Forms, your Microsoft Forms, things like that. But it does have surveys and quizzes built in, and it does a complete integration with most of the major platforms. And the ones that it doesn't, you can use things like Zapier to connect them to. Big difference for me for this over Google Forms or Microsoft Forms is those templates that are pre-built. So you're not having to do everything from scratch every time you want to do something, and of course no code and conditional logic. So if they say yes, if they say this, send them here. If they say that, send them here, for example. All right, next one is the Sleek Bio. This is the one link to rule them all, a bit like your link tree, where you can just have one central location to put all of the things that you want people to know. And turn it into a QR code, leave it on your phone. If you meet anyone at a networking event or anything, you can just say, scan the QR code. It'll take them straight to your Sleek Bio page that can have your, your email, your phone number, your web, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your link to a landing page, whatever it is that you want to share with them. Nice and easy, and a really handy tool that we should all have something like Linktree or Sleek Bio set up. InPrivy is the secure share content platform. So a bit like a LastPass, but also does content as well as passwords. So if you've been looking for something to replace, say, a Dropbox or something like that, then InPrivy could be one that you might want to take a look at. Hashtag for likes is for those people who are looking to engage their Insta community a little more, or build more of a, what hashtag should I be using? Hashtag thing is so confusing. And you can pay people to research it for you, and you can pay good money for people to research it for you, or you can use a platform like this that will do it for you. Blurweb app is one that I think we should all be looking at having if we are doing any kind of screen sharing work with our clients. It's the one that, a bit like blurring your background on Zoom, you can just choose different areas on the screen that you need to blur out, whether it's tabs, whether it's clients' names, banking information, anything, whatever it might be that you are discussing that you want to make sure that you're remaining confidential with your clients. Just Review is that platform that will allow you to pull all of your reviews in from other online portals. So Facebook, Google, TripAdvisor, as I said, the usual suspects, and then embed them on your website for additional social proof. So really, if you're working with, anyone, what's the stat? Something like 85-90% of people value social proof. So if you're looking for an additional way to show people what they're saying, what they're thinking about the work that you're doing, something like Just Review, that it will pull and collate all of the reviews from your other platforms and show them on your website in the way that you want them shown. So ratings, date, length, or filter by personalization. Second last one is that Mockupen. So that's your project management tool that has a CRM built in. So not just project management, does the service ticketing, does your sales pipelines, automates off the back, and has the CRM with third-party integrations with other tools as well. So if you don't have a CRM or you've been looking for something like that, Mockupen's the one you'll want to look at this month. And last but not least is Site Guru, which is the SEO tool. Really simple one, powerful, but simple to use. And that will allow you to start seeing what it is that you can do to improve your website right now, to improve your SEO. So that's it for this month. There are my details as always. I've got some Q&As coming in. So Jeff, g'day Jeff. So another great buffet of apps to consider. I'd be interested which one you're going to take up, Jeff, because you always pick the good stuff. So if you have any questions, pop them into apparently the chat's not working, but the Q&A at the bottom. So if there's anything that you want further clarification on, or if you want to let me know which one that you're going to have a crack at for the next month and trial in your business, then certainly love to see that in the Q&A, which one that you are planning to use. Otherwise, there's the website, thedigitalguide.com.au. You can always reach me on email at info@thedigitalguide.com.au. LinkedIn, I'm /Tracy Sheen, and Facebook is Tracy the Digital Guide. Don't forget, we've got the Small Business Tech Club. We get together the first 3 Wednesdays of every month. Next month, we have Facebook's lead trainer coming in to talk to the crew about all of the changes that have been going on with Facebook ads. So we're really looking forward to hearing from Dante. So if that's something that interests you, drop me an email or shoot me a DM, and happy to share the information with you about the Tech Club and what that looks like. Christina's going to go for Site Guru. Love that. Jump onto AppSumo, Christina. So again, Google AppSumo. Site Guru is on there as a lifetime deal right now as well. Excellent. All right, guys, we are at time. In fact, we have finished slightly ahead. So I love it when a plan comes together. Fiona, Christina, Film Fantastic Board. That's a great one. Jeff, Drew, Pete, thank you so much for joining me. The recording, as always, will come out ASAP, and I will see you again on the final Thursday of September for the top 10 tech tips. Can you believe we've only got 3 to go for the year? September, October, November. It's crazy, right? Where's the year going? Have a great week. Thanks so much for joining us, and I'll see you next month for the next top 10 tech tips. Take care. See ya.